talking about sport, so you played a lot of sport growing up, then you end up in sport in quite senior roles as CEO. I've actually got a quote here, not from you but about you, that I'd like to read out. I have no doubt Raelene Castle did her best. It's an appointment that should never have been made. She knows nothing about the game. It's like putting someone to become the first violinist in the Sydney Symphony Orchestra who can't read music. Now, your time as a CEO in sport in this country was like riddled with trial by media. What do you do when the media turns on you? You know, when somebody like Alan Jones, who that quote was from, comes at you, how do you deal with that?
How do I deal with it? I've got 3 or 4 very trusted advisors, and those are the people that I listen to. Those are the people who, if they tell me I got it wrong, I get that sick feeling in my stomach where I worry and might have a sleepless night. But when you're in those high-profile jobs, you will get thousands of social media messages. You get media writing articles. You get people from inside the game, be it netball, rugby league, that all think they've got better ideas and they know it better, and their opinions don't have to be judged or delivered on ultimately. So they might have a view or an opinion, but ultimately they don't live or die by that opinion because they don't get a chance to implement it. So you can't worry about it. It is hard, and you'd prefer it didn't happen, and you prefer everything to be going great so that they are all saying nice things, but that's not the world that we live in anymore. So you have those 3 or 4 trusted advisors. You listen to those people and you take their advice. Very much as the chairman, when you're a CEO and chairman, you need to be hand in glove. That's important. But for the rest of it, if you manage your business like the feedback you got from media, your strategy would be like a zigzag because you'd be all over the place. So you've got to pick a strategy, absolutely stick to it if you believe in it, if that's what you've put down, and it might take you. Turnaround businesses take a while when you've go into a business that's not performing. It's a 2 to 4 year turnaround probably, and it takes a lot of work to get to that stage. So, it is hard when people expect it to happen overnight and it doesn't happen. But if you've actually got to pick and stick, you've got to believe what you're doing is the right thing, and you've got to get on with it. And like I said, those 3 or 4 trusted advisors are the people that I would take really clear feedback from.
And as a result, do you still use social media? Do you still read the papers? Has it had an influence on that?
Yeah, it has. I don't read social media. I mean, I'm socially with my family connections and friend connections and things. I mean, I do use it as a tool to find out what's happening from a news source or a certain people that I respect their opinion on what they're thinking about things. But it's way more brutal than people realise. And when you're in a role like mine, like I had, the personal attacks are immense, and I just didn't read it. Because it would drive you insane if you did read it. I had death threats and, all sorts of things.